saying? So like, we have to do things, you know, y'all always hear us say, we take pictures, we don't allow people to be standing between us. When our son used to sit with us, he picked us, he sat with me on my side sometimes, he sat on her side sometimes. He didn't sit between us. Because we're together, our foundation is what our family members build off of. When we start allowing them between us, now we're making decisions based on some immature, undeveloped things in between us. So now I may make the decision playing off of them versus us in harmony. So we work hard to do everything to be in agreement. You have a thought on that, babe?
No, you kind of hit it. You know, I just want to kind of reiterate. When you are on a team, everybody needs to know the plays, every play of the team.
Another basketball example.
Okay.
Another,
yeah. So that goes with, they need to know the plays of finances. They need to know the plays of, you know, how, you know, things are ran in the home. They, you know, parenting, all of that. I mean, you need to know everything that pertains to you and the person. Because if only one person is responsible for everything, well, now you're by yourself, and that's a lot of weight. God put you together on this team to win, which really is to win, but not to compete with each other. So with that being said, you got to know your role. So on the team, I brought that team thing because if you are a point guard, you can't be playing.
Can't be trying. We had a guy play with us. He would try to bring the ball up. So I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, okay, I'm the point guard. You're almost 7 foot. You're the center. I said, if you're bringing the ball up, what am I doing? I said, I can't play center. I mean, I could be standing around in the position, but I'm not 7 foot. I said, so you trying to do my job, who's doing yours? You see what I'm saying? And so with the team or with the church or with a household, you know, if the son is trying to be the father, or the father is trying to be the son, let's use that one. Who's doing daddy duties? You know, or if the wife is trying to be the husband, who's the wife? Who's fulfilling their role? If those things in out of order, right? And God is a God of order. So when you start to throw things out of order, you throw things in disharmony. And that's what creates chaos because there's confusion. Things aren't being channeled at a consistent flow. James chapter 1. Could I go there? James chapter 1. This would be good because, you know, we always tell you it's wisdom for everything. And so as you navigate as couples, we had the Bobbits. I'd say it again, just to soak in the Bobbits, who just got married last week. You know, you got married. You walk down the aisle. You see the pictures, just smiling faces, right? So they're smiling, and but life didn't stop. There's still decisions to be made, and it's like 11 of them. So it's a lot of people, man. Some of y'all work with like 1 or 2 or 3. We're talking 11, right? So it's a lot of choices, a lot of decisions to be made. So you can easily get caught up in the fumes of, we're married, everything is just going to be wonderful. No. Something's going to come up. And you're going to need some wisdom. Because there's wisdom for everything. Right? Somebody just talked to us about that recently. But there's wisdom for everything. So now they're praying for wisdom. So the scripture says here in James chapter 1, it says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given to him. Real simple. I need wisdom for this difficult situation. All I got to do is ask. It ain't over because we got the next scripture. It says, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. Now there's some disharmony taking place. It says, for he that wavereth is like the wave of a sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think he shall, now I'm saying man, but underneath man is male or female, he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if we're wavering and we're not in agreement, we're asking for wisdom, but it says don't even think you're going to receive anything of God if you're not in agreement, if you're not in harmony. See, you're saying, well, no, I totally agree. I'm not wavering. I believe what I'm asking for right now. No. Two shall be as one. See, you was by yourself, that'd be cool. You can get away with that. You're not by yourself. You can't go, well, they just got to get themselves together because God bless the child got his own. I know this. I'm attaching my faith to this wisdom and we just rolling with this. No, you're wavering because you think you solo. You're in a covenant. You ain't solo. Two shall be as one. So now if I'm a certain way, so let's say for this example, hate to use us, we'll use couple number 2 over here. So the husband, tall gentleman over here, he's hot. For this particular wisdom situation, his faith is in being hot. Okay, the wife, she's like, I don't think we need to be hot. I think we need to be cold. You tripping. Right? So are they in agreement? One's hot, one's cold. Now, according to the Bible, that's what? No. See, because the 2 is 1. Go ahead. Speak up, sister. Sister over there, from the Stringer family, one of the youngest couples here at the church, it's lukewarm. Now, according to the Bible, in Revelation, the lukewarm person is spit out of God's mouth. So if one person is hot, one person is cold, you're walking around thinking it's all good because you hot and you believe this place, we should follow the hot path. But the other person believes the cold path. And instead of you guys being patient enough to work to an agreement, you decide to coexist hot and cold. But because you're so hot and you're going, I'm hot. So I know my hotness is where we need to go. And you ain't even feeling that cold, but they are. When you go every time you go before God, God don't see hot. He see lukewarm. Then the other person's cold. They cold. Ooh, it's nice and chilly in here. They don't even feel the heat. Right? And every time they go before God, because, they're man of God, go before God, just as cold as I can be, because cold is the route we need to go into. And I'm confident that this coldness, I don't even feel any heat. They need to chill out. Right? So that's what you're thinking, right? But when you go before God, you think God's going, well, God, the wisdom is cold. I'm cold. We're ready to rock and roll. God don't see you cold. He see lukewarm. Because the 2 is 1. So basically what God is saying is come back when you're all cold. If that's the wisdom for the situation, or come back when you're all hot. But lukewarm, I'm not even there. Because it's not agreement. I'm in the midst of agreement. So you may be making a decision that you believe is wise. You've pulled down the knowledge and the wisdom from Socrates and every book and doctrine ever written in life. You done got all your different, motivational speakers information. You've got all the analytics. You've been online for about 4 years getting all this information. And as far as you're concerned, this is the thing to do. I've researched it, documented it, broke it down. You need to get with the program. But if God's not there, the wisdom of men is foolishness unto God. And so you say to yourself, because you've experienced this already in your marriages, how could this not have worked? I got all the analytics. I've researched this. As a matter of fact, I've done this before. Is that okay, sis? It's not going to be that bad. You can get an agreement too. Not just, right? You saying I've done this before. I don't understand. Everything in me tells me this is the thing we're supposed to do. Well, if everything in you tells you that, you got one thing out the way. You know what you're supposed to do. Now, you have to come up with the wisdom, the love, the peace, the long-suffering, the faith, the goodness, gentleness, the meekness, the temperance, the character of God to facilitate a level of patience to draw your mate into agreement, not force them into agreement. Because forced agreement is not a covenant. That's captivity. There's a difference. Right? You have a thought on that, sweetheart?
Yeah, just Acts. Acts really talks a lot about being with one accord, and actually being one accord is like being one in spirit, purpose, aim, and so forth. So Acts 2:11 says, and when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. Acts 2:46 says, and they continued daily with one accord. Acts 4:24, and when they heard that, they lifted up their voice to God with one accord. And by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people, and they were all with one accord. And the people with one accord gave heed unto the things, or those things which Philip spoke, hearing and seeing the miracles which he did. And Herod was highly displeased with them in Tyre and Sidon, but they came with one accord to him. It seems good to us, being assembled with one accord, to send chosen men unto you with our beloved Barnabas and Paul. So even the scripture really talks about being with each other on one accord, with one accord. I mean, notice that. Why is it just a continuous with one accord, with one accord, with one accord?
Yeah, that accord is harmony. Mm-hmm. So every time they did something, they had to be in harmony. They had to be together, and they had to be in agreement. See, but it wasn't forced. You can't force a note. You can't force a person that sings at a particular note to sing at another note to be in harmony. You can't force that, because it has to be, even if you force it, it just doesn't come natural. Mm. You know, something I saw one of the movies I watched, but it made sense. So the guy goes up to another guy, and this guy tells riddles. So he says, I can start a war and end one. He says, I can give you the strength of heroes or leave you powerless. He says, I might be snared, grabbed captive with a glance, but no force can compel me to stay. He said, who am I? And the guy said, you got me? He says, I'm love. He says, so what he basically was saying, he says, love can start a war, but it sure can end one. Love can give you the strength of heroes, but it also can leave you powerless, right? Love can be snared with a glance, but guess what? No force on earth can compel love to stay. See, again, when we love each other, we're in agreement, but it's not forced. If y'all knew that Pastor Mel forced me to love her, you'd be like, this dude is in denial because she do not love that brother. or you be like, he don't really love her. He walking around like some type of drone.
Thanks for tuning into Heirs TV. The completion of this video or entire audio can be accessed at our website at www.heirscc.org or on Heirs CCC channel, YouTube, and Heirs Radio via SoundCloud and iTunes. Donations can be given at our website. Thank you. Remember, at Heirs, we believe we're just what you prayed for.